myself, Dr. Ashok Babu, working as Professor Head, EC Department. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about some problems on transmission lines. So here the problems based upon admittance, Vmax, Vmin, open and short circuit impedances using Smith chart. So which is the problem? So here a load of 100 plus J150 is connected to 75 ohm lossless line. Then find a reflection coefficient K, then VSWR, then load admittance YL, Zin at 0.4 lambda from the load, then the locations of Vmax and Vmin with respect to the load. If the line is 0.6 long, then Zin at the generator. We need to find the different parameters. So first, to find all these parameters, we need to find the normalized impedance value. Therefore, the normalized impedance value we can find the normalized impedance value as ZL by Z0. ZL equal to 100 plus J150 and Z0 value is 75 ohms. Therefore, ZL by Z0 will give the normalized impedance value. Therefore, 100 plus J150 by 75 is 1.33 plus J2 ohms. 1.33 plus J2 ohms. Next. So, represent that 1.33 comma 2 as a point P. Point P on the Smith chart. So here 1.33 represents the R circles and 2 represents the X circles. So therefore 1.33 to mark a point in the Smith chart. So therefore the point P represents the 1.33 comma 2. 1.33 comma 2. Now OP has a radius. OP has a radius. Draw a circle. Draw a circle. So here this line touches the both the x-axis on both sides of horizontal axis. Next, so here where the x-axis touches the where the circle touches the x-axis on right hand side will be known as a VSWR. So here this is known as a VSWR. This point is known as a VSWR. Before we can assume it as a S also. S equal to VSWR. Therefore, the S value is 4.8. The VSWR value is 4.8 from the graph. Now extend OP to outer rim. Then it touches the R coefficient angle at 40.1 degrees. So from figure, if you extend the same to outer rim, so it touches the outer rim at point Q. At that point, the angle is 40.1 degrees. So from this, we can find the reflection coefficient. So here the reflection coefficient is equal to K is equal to some magnitude into with some angle. Magnitude with some angle. So angle is 40.1. Here we need to find the magnitude of the reflection coefficient. Here we can find the magnitude of the reflection coefficient in two ways. So first, let us assume the distance OP. So the same distance, measure the distance OP. So the distance OP, we can measure the R circle. The same distance on the R circle will give the magnitude of the reflection coefficient. Or in another way, we can find the reflection coefficient as the ratio of OP to OQ. The ratio of OP to OQ will give the magnitude of the reflection coefficient. Therefore, the magnitude is here 0.66 and angle is 40.1. Therefore, the reflection coefficient is 0.66 with angle 40.1 degrees. Next, we will find the input impedance at 0.4 lambda. So here the length 0.4 lambda means, so lambda is nothing but 72 degrees, 720 degrees. Lambda is nothing but 720 degrees. Therefore, the length 0.4 lambda means 0.4 into 720 degrees, it is 288 degrees. 288 degrees. Therefore, from P, move 288 degrees towards the generator in clockwise direction. So from P, move 288 degrees towards the clockwise direction. So here from here, if we move 288 degrees from in clockwise direction, it reaches the point R. It reaches the point R. So extend a line from origin, then it touches the circle at R. It touches the circle at R. So here we need to measure that R. So here that R is 0.3 plus J 0.63. Here the the coordinates of the point are as 0.3 plus j 0.63. So it is 0.3 j 0.63. 0.3 comma j 0.63. 0.3 represents the R circle, 0.63 represents the X circles. Therefore, from that we can find out the input impedance. Therefore, input impedance equal to the normalized input impedance value into Z0. Therefore, Z 75 into 0.3 plus j 0.63. Therefore, input impedance equal to 22.5 plus j into 47.25 ohms. Next, we need to find out the load admittance value YL. So, to find the YL, exact ZL is exactly opposite to the ZL. We have YL value. Therefore, we need to rotate lambda by 4 distance or 180 degrees clockwise from R. So, if we move 180 degrees clockwise direction from R, we can reach a point P dash, or we can reach a point. To find the point P, move lambda by 4 distance from in clockwise direction or 180 degrees. So here, not from P, it is from point P. So from point P, if we move a distance of, if we move an angle of 180 degrees, we can reach the point P dash. So therefore, the coordinates of point P dash are here. The coordinates of the point P dash are 0.22 minus 0.35. It is 0.22 minus 0.35. 0.35. So from this we can find out the normalized value, normalized admittance value. So the admittance value is YL equal to normalized admittance into Y0. Therefore 1 by 75 into 0.22 minus j minus j 0.35. Therefore the admittance value is 3.04 minus j 4.67 millisiemens. So it is the admittance value. Next, we need to find out the Vmax value and V minimum value. So Vmax, V minimum locations with respect to the load. If the length of the transmission line is 0.6 lambda, 0.6 lambda means it is 0.6 into lambda is 720 degrees. Therefore, it is 432 degrees. 432 degrees. So 432 degrees means nothing but the one revolution 360 degrees plus 72 degrees. 360 plus 72. Therefore, we need to move a revolution of we need to move an angle of 432 degrees from point P. So here, if you move a 432 degrees from point P, so it is from point P, it is complete one revolution. So complete one revolution. Again, we need to move 72 degrees. So from P, 72 degrees means it touches the point G. From P, 72 degrees means it touches the point G. So here, while moving the total distance, it is one revolution plus 72 degrees. It is 432 degrees. So here it touches the V maximum. It touches the V maximum 2 times, and it touches the V minimum 1 time. So when completing the 360 degrees, it touches the V maximum 1 time and V minimum 1 time. And again, while moving the 72 degrees, it touches the V maximum 2nd time. Therefore, totally, it touches the V maximum 2 times and V minimum 1 time. Now, we need to find out the V maximum and V minimum. So, here at point P, we have the angle 40 degrees. So, totally, for 700 degrees, we have lambda. For 40 degrees, the lambda value is 40 into lambda by 700 degrees. It is 0.055 lambda. 0.055 lambda. Therefore, the location of V maximum from point P is, it is 0.055 lambda. Therefore, the first Vmax is located at 0.055 lambda. Next, second Vmax is located at a distance of 0.055 lambda plus lambda by 2. It is 0.555 lambda. Therefore, the second Vmax is at 0.555 lambda. Then we need to find out the V minimum distance. So V minimum distance is, it is 0.055 lambda plus lambda by 4. So if we move a distance of, if we rotate 180 degrees from V maximum, we can reach the V minimum value. Therefore, 0.055 lambda by lambda plus lambda by 4 is equal to 0.3055 lambda. So therefore, the location of V minimum is 0.3055 lambda. Next, we need to find out the generator value. normalized load impedance value. So we need to measure the coordinates of G. So here G is 1.8 minus 2.2. So it is 1.8 minus 2.2. The coordinates of this G is. Therefore, the impedance values, therefore the normalized impedance value is 1.8 minus J.2, and the actual impedance value is normalized impedance into Z0 value is 135 minus J165 lambda, 165 ohms. So in this way we can find the generator value. At generator, the impedance value, input impedance or load impedance value. So in this way we can find out the max, Vmax, V minimum, reflection coefficient, VSWR, ZL value at the generator. Next we'll see the other problem. So find the input impedance of 75 ohm lossless transmission line of length 0.1 lambda when the load is short circuited. And here we can find the length of the transmission line when the load is short circuited and when the load is open circuited. In both the case, we will find the impedance value. So here let us assume first one is we need to represent the P is a short circuit point. So from the Smith chart, exactly on the x-axis at this point we have short circuit point, short circuit one. It is, let's assume that point as PSC. Assume that point as PSC. Then here the length of the line is given as 0.1 lambda. Therefore 0.1 lambda is nothing but, so 0.1 into 720 degrees. Therefore it is 722 degrees. So 72 degrees. So rotate 72 degrees from point PSC in clockwise direction. Therefore it reaches a point A. So and reaches a point A means, so here the coordinates of A are 0. Only we have the reactance component only. We have only reactance component. Therefore at this point the reactance component is 0,075. 0,075. Therefore we can find the reactance value. So Zn equal to J.725. Therefore impedance value is Zn into Z0. Therefore 75 into J.725. Therefore J 54.375 ohms. So it is the input impedance of a transmission line when it is short circuited. Next we need to find out the input impedance of a line when it is open circuited. So when it is open circuited means then we need to move again. So let us assume it is open circuited line. It is open circuited point. So from this point again we need to move 0.1 lambda. 0.1 lambda. 0.1 lambda means it is 0.1 into 720 degrees. So it is 72 degrees towards the clockwise direction. Then we can reach this point. This point is, assume the point as B. It is 0 minus J 1.37. 0 comma minus 1.37. Therefore, assume that impedance as minus J 1.37. Therefore, input impedance equal to normalized input impedance into Z0. 75 into minus J 1.37. Therefore, it is minus J 102.75. So, in this way, we can find the input impedance of a open circuited line and short circuited line. Okay, thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.